back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new, hello, my name is Tashai. So today we're going to be going through my concealer collection. I'm super happy to be going through this because I love concealer. Concealer is my favorite step of makeup, so I'm super excited to go through everything and show you guys what I have. I am happy to report that most of these are affordable drugstore, if you will, options. I feel like when it comes to concealers, the affordable options are neck and neck with the high end. Personally, I've tried some high-end, really luxury concealers, and I feel like the drugstore game is at the neck, stepping on next. The high-end luxury concealers are nice, but I feel like they're not miles ahead, which is amazing for the coin. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm just gonna go in with the affordable options because I have more of them, and then finish off with the high end. So I'm gonna start off with an OG that I feel like everybody knows, especially if you've been on YouTube or you've been doing makeup for a couple of years. Everybody knows the OG LA Pro Girl Concealer. This one has stuck with me and been with me from the beginning of my journey. I didn't use the same shade. This concealer is tried and true and completely tested, I think, by the whole black girl makeup community. So I have the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. You guys probably haven't seen this on my channel, and it's only because I usually use them for my brows only. I don't use it under my eyes. Every girl and their mother was using LA Girl Concealer in Fawn. So I followed when I was younger, like, okay, I guess this is the shade. No, honey. That was orange. Orange under my eyes. But I did purchase it again in a different shade, a more rosy undertone. I do feel like it's a little bit light for my under eyes, but it's perfect for my brows, and I love to use it on my brows, so that's what it's reserved for. But if you are just starting out in your makeup journey and you want an all-purpose concealer, this could definitely do brows. Under eye, you can get a darker shade to contour with. The coverage is amazing and it works. I will say it has risen in price since back then. Like, it used to be like £2 and now I believe it's like £4 or £5, but I will say this is highly reviewed, and I feel like most people love and enjoy this. So the next concealers I have are from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I feel like e.l.f. did their thing with this concealer, like amazing. Only £5. So as you guys can see, I have two formulas. I have the camo concealer, I think this is the matte version, and then the hydrating camo concealer, which is the satin finish. This is amazing. I think when I started using this, I definitely started to see my makeup game change, and I felt like this is when I really started to get into like perfecting my base routine. Amazing coverage, blend out amazingly. Like, they just give you a beautiful finish under the eyes. I actually forgot how much I love this. Now I'm going for my collection, I'm like, I need to rotate my concealers more because I've been playing favorites. The difference would be this one is just more liquidy. Like, it takes a little bit longer to dry onto the eyes, and it's just a little bit more loose. I don't know how to explain that in a liquid texture, but I feel like this one is more loose, this one's more stiff. And I do prefer a concealer that is liquid, but you know, when it dries a little bit, it has a little bit of stiffness to it, because I feel like that's when you get the best coverage. With this one, I feel like I had to wait a little bit, but it is hydrating. It's a satin finish, so it's nothing I'm mad at. It's just personal preference. But I do really like these concealers, and I definitely recommend trying them out. I got these both in the shade Deep Cinnamon, but I do want to try a different shade. Next, I have this L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. This used to be my OG, my go-to for a long time. I was obsessed with this. I think one of the everyday makeup tutorials I have on my channel, I think 2019, this was what I was using. This concealer was my first like more neutralish rosy concealer. I think before then I was kind of searching for the perfect undertone for my concealer, and this one, I found it and I was obsessed for a long time. Beautiful coverage, beautiful concealer, blended out amazingly, nice. Like, it looks amazing in pictures, works amazingly. The only reason why I don't use this as much is because it's more on the pricier side. I believe this is $10.99 or $11.99, which isn't that much, but compared to my other concealers, £5-ish, £6-ish, I can leave this and use this when I really want to. L'Oreal did their thing with this. I don't have a lot of L'Oreal in my collection, but this one for sure I really did enjoy. So that's the Infallible. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. This is in the shade Mahogany, and it is brand new because I picked this up again to try it out, because I did have it at one point and I liked it, but it just didn't give what it needed to give. That's all I can explain. It's not a bad concealer, but it's not the best concealer I used, and for the price point, I just feel like them could I do better. They really could, because I feel like that's the thing with NYX for me. I feel like their lip products for me are their best, but when it comes to like concealer and stuff and eyeshadow and stuff, they're very hit or miss. But I did buy it again just to try it out. I remember I did like the applicator to do my nose contour with, but we're gonna give her another try, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Nice to have in my collection. Would I repurchase it? I'm not sure, we'll see. But yeah, that is NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Then we have this useless concealer that I shouldn't really show you guys, but I have it. This Ordinary. You see how it's even falling out of my hand? That's how you know. This is the Ordinary High Coverage Formula Concealer in the shade 3.0R. Trash. I have nothing to say about it. I hate it. I think I used it in like a full face of new makeup and I never used it again. We have nothing to say about it. Let's just act like it wasn't there. I'm not throwing it out because I use my money, but still, like, I just don't see me even using it. With Ordinary, we're just gonna stick to the skincare. So now let's get on to Revolution. You guys know I love Revolution. Like, Revolution is one brand that if you are a beginner with makeup, I definitely recommend going into their ranges and just buying a few things and experimenting until your taste changes, or until you want to try more things, or until you've mastered certain skills to move on to buying more expensive products. I'm gonna start off with the XX Revolution Concealer. This is one of their newer brands. I believe it's like makeup with skincare in mind. And I got it in the shade CX13. 13 is around the ballpark that I tend to use when it comes to Revolution for my concealers. And this was really nice. I love the applicator. It's kind of like a ballet slipper like applicator. It's so good. It literally, like, it gets everywhere you need it to get. This was nice. It does have a nice coverage once you leave it to set down and then blend it out. I don't know if it has hyaluronic acid in it. It might do. It actually might do, but you can feel that it's more of like a skincare mixed product, but it is a nice concealer. But I don't think I'd repurchase it. It's just like I purchased it to try it out and it is what it is. But I wouldn't say it's a bad concealer. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's nice for what it is, you know? It's nice for what it is. Then I have a few of the concealers from the Conceal and Define range. I have the concealer in C13, which is for my under eyes. Then I have two contour shades, C18, which you guys have probably seen in every single video because I use it to contour or bronze. And then I have C17.5 just to try out the shade. These are all I use to contour. I mean, I have other contouring type products, but I more so gravitate towards these because they do not steer me wrong. They blend out beautifully. The shade range amazing on these, and it's just great. I love it. I can't say anything more about it. I'm just completely obsessed, especially with C18. Like, that is my contour shade. Then I also have the Conceal and Define concealer in the Infinite edition. I guess this is a new like formula. It's the Conceal and Define Infinite Longwear Concealer, crease proof with niacinamide, infinite coverage. If you guys don't know, this is my favorite concealer, period. The coverage, the undertone, everything about it is just flawless for me. I used it today as always and it never steers me wrong. I used the shade C13.5. If they ever discontinued it, I think my heart would be broken and I would literally go and buy everything C13.5 from all the stores. It just works. Gives the girls high coverage glam. It gives the girls sweat proof, and it is only £6. Okay, £6, girl. Now I'm gonna go on to the high-end concealers, which I don't have too much of, but I will quickly run through them. So let's start off with Fenty, because I'm actually surprised I have like 3 products from Fenty. So we have the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer. I love the applicator of this. It's very precise and it's like to the point where you can like get anywhere you want to get. I do love the applicator. I did like it when I first got it. I enjoyed it, but as time's gone on, I just feel like this gives me a bit of a dry feeling under my eyes. So many people love this, but I just found that it just made me look dry. I don't know if it's the shade, because I feel like the shade was a bit off. I did get the shade 410. Only when I see it, I'm like, let me use it, and it's fine, but it's just not my favorite. It's not my favorite. They need to come out with a hydrating concealer and then we could talk. The other products I have from Fenty, I have the matchsticks and I have the eye brightener. Let's talk about the matchsticks. This is in ebony, so this is obviously to contour. I know some people do use the lighter shades to do some concealing or under eye highlight. This can get quite dry in the summer, like right now. If I left it out on my vanity or my desk, it would kind of not melt, but it would get a little bit softer and would be easy to apply to the face. But in general, it is quite a stiff product, so I could never imagine using something like this under my eyes, because you just drag your skin, and under your eyes is where, you know, your skin's the most delicate, so you don't want to be dragging. So I'd never use this under my eyes, like, ever. But as a contour product, this shade is amazing. Again, this is the shade Ebony. If I do really want a chiseled or more of like a chocolate, like, I just want a very warm, what the girls will call tanned, if I want that kind of vibe, I use a little bit of this, and usually I'd warm it up on the back of my hand and then use my sponge, dip in, and then add a little bit of contour. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the formula. It gets quite dry. And the final Fenty concealer-ish product is the Bright Fix that came out the other day. This is nice. I got the shade Caramel. Very nice for a no makeup look. It's not going to give you coverage. It's just going to give you a bit of brightness under the eye. Nice, but do you know what? I didn't really need it. I could have went without it. I could have saved the coin. This is good for girls who do like a little bit of coverage on the go under the eyes, but for me it's not a necessary purchase. I will use it, but was it necessary? No. So the last two brands, we've got Too Faced and we've got MAC. Let's talk about MAC because people sleep on MAC. We've got so many brands coming out in the recent years with so many different collections of makeup that was just spoiled for choice, and we've forgotten about MAC. And I guess some people still have, I don't know if they're cruelty free or not. Last time I thought MAC were cruelty free, but I guess some people, I don't know the logistics and the politics, but MAC, okay? I have the Studio Finish concealer in the cream, and then I have the Pro Longwear concealer. This one is a holy grail. This one will always be in my collection. This Pro Longwear concealer gives you such a flawless finish. If you want something photo ready, like professional camera photo ready, this will give you that. Beautiful coverage. You can tell the difference between a high-end and low-end concealer when you're using this. Like when it comes out and you start applying it, like you automatically see the difference. It's beautiful to blend out. It definitely can dry down pretty fast, so you want to work with it, but when you work with this, it just gives such an amazing finish. You guys have probably seen me combine these two together to give me like a very flawless under eye. This works well by itself, this works well by itself, but together it's like the dream team, okay? The dream team. Then I have the cream Studio Finish. This is thick, like she thick, real thick. This is gonna cover all the mistakes of last night. This is nice to use under your brows if you're like, you know, got a few little hairs that you need to get rid of but you haven't got there yet. This is great to conceal under there if you want something very defined. This is also nice under the eyes, but I would use this with my finger, warm it up a little bit and just give me a little bit of brightness. This is in the shade, very cliche, NW45, but this works in terms of like a skin tone concealer for me. Super high coverage, and I enjoy it for those reasons. And then the last concealer in the game, Too Faced. Of course, Too Faced, another product that I feel like a lot of people love and a lot of people recommend, and I can see why. It's a very good concealer, high coverage, amazing. You get a lot of product in here, but you better, because it is quite pricey. I think it's the same price as a foundation. It's like £25, I believe, and you do get 15 mil, which is half of the size of a foundation. You get a lot in here, I won't lie, but it is a little pricey. This is very nice. The coverage is amazing. It blends out flawless. I mean, how many times am I going to say this in this collection? I don't keep no foundation or no concealer that ain't hitting. It's like, I do my research, okay, and I'm very picky. The only reason why I don't reach for it as much is because of the shade. It is a bit orange and I don't like orange concealer. I got the shade Chestnut, but I see a lot of people combining Chestnut with Butterscotch, which is a very, very light colour, so I'm thinking of doing that. But yeah, I feel like I would love another shade. You guys can kind of see it's a bit orangey, but the word on the street is true. No one's exaggerating. Like, this concealer is really good, but again, not that I'm being biased, this is £25, and this concealer, that's my favourite, is £6, and I use them interchangeably. So, you know, I think it just depends on what you prefer, what brands you prefer, who you like to shop with. So yeah, that is all of my concealers. So my favorites, you guys already know, my Infinite Makeup Revolution Concealer is my top one. If I was going to go for number 2, I'm going to go ahead and grab Too Faced. I would grab MAC. I'm going to say Too Faced and MAC will have to tie in second place, only because I use MAC to reinforce the troops when I do my concealer, like to reinforce the troops and make sure everybody's locked and loaded, you know. So that's why I wouldn't say this is number 2 by itself, because I usually like to combine. More so Too Faced, because I do really like the coverage and it does what needs to be done. I can use it alone and feel comfortable. I know that everything is gonna be good with my makeup routine. It's just the undertones. I think e.l.f. will have to be my number 3 for sure. e.l.f. will have to be my number 3 because she's flawless, and I'm just really shocked that e.l.f. came up with this, because I remember e.l.f. being a brand that was like £1, £2 products, like their brushes like £1. Like, it was a very affordable brand. And then obviously I guess they rebranded and like expanded into a more still affordable but just more products, better quality. But yeah, honestly there's not one concealer in my collection I feel like I hate. I think it's just up to preference and what I'm going for that day. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this concealer collection video. Hopefully it was helpful and hopefully I gave as much information as I needed to. I don't know, hopefully. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Give me a nice thumbs up if you like the video, and as always I will see you guys in my next one.